Good evening, and welcome to the New Orleans TV and Network System. Monday night, January 31st, 2022. Tonight we're doing a off schedule, or let's call it a pop-up program in our series on Mardi Gras, since we're in the beginning of the thralls of Mardi Gras parades, and we're calling these shows Royal, Royal Revue. It's under our parent series of Rant Revue. That's the little logo up in the top right, which indicates you are able to call into the show. We would love for you to do that. Don't worry about disturbing us. We can always move forward with the program. The number for anyone who wishes to grace us with a call is 504 383 3654. As you know, it'll remain on the screen the whole time. In addition to calling us, which is something we would really like to have, you also can text comment, as everyone likes to do, on any of our social media platforms that we are broadcasting on. 3 Facebook, and that is on our Facebook, Bob Bockelman, hard name to spell, under the New Orleans TV and Network, and under The Real Deal, which is for those who know, our old dinner club. In addition to Facebook, you can catch us on the YouTube, which will be on permanently in case you don't see it, want to see it later. I have someone else, and that is R space Revue, which is our production company. We're also on LinkedIn under the same name, LinkedIn Live, R space Revue, and then we're on the Twitter, and there it's a reverse of the name Bockelman Bob. But on any of those platforms, you can watch us live, and you're able to make a comment, which we will see here on the screen, and I will bring them up unless they get too fast and furious, which of course we really don't have that problem, thank goodness. And we'll address any question or concern, or even if you just say hello. As I said, our priority is for you to give us a call at 504 383 3654. But if you just watch us, we're always appreciative. Any way you want to contact us or just watch us, that's the important thing. Now, tonight, what we're going to be seeing in a little bit is really, even though we've had a couple of different parades so far, people get confused because they hear that on January 6th, King's Day, is the beginning of the Mardi Gras season. But that's a very limited parade that day on the streetcars. And we don't really get to regular full float parades like we're going to see tonight until, in fact, this one is really early. It'll be a few more weeks before the actual full float parades will begin almost every night and day. Okay, and as you know, in case you tried to see us last week, we had a little bit of problem, but we are rebroadcasting and we'll be live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And in that particular one, we'll be doing the King Arthur. And now the King Arthur, we won't be seeing the parade. We'll be seeing the ball, the people who are on the court, etc., the kings, queens, etc., that actually were presented to the tableau last Saturday night, or excuse me, a week ago Saturday night. And then you'll also see individual pictures of those folks, and most impressive, you'll see some close-ups of their signature throw, which will be a grail or a goblet that's customized with decorations by the individual riders. We don't have any samples of giveaways for this parade. Our good friend Len did the filming yesterday afternoon, and he's too busy filming it to try and catch all the loot. So we can't show you any of that for tonight. But we're focusing on the parade tonight. So we're going to bring it in its entirety. We've truncated it a little bit, so it's about 40 minutes of the program. But we'll be showing you what a parade looks like. I think there's 15 or 16 floats, and there'll be some bands in between. We're just about ready to come on. A few more seconds, and then you'll see me, and then we'll introduce the program, okay? So stand by for New Orleans TV and the network. There I am. I'm the host, the old man, Bob Bockelman. Notice I'm wearing a purple hat. Mardi Gras colors are purple, gold, and green. This is actually a throw from a previous year of of the organization that we're going to feature tomorrow night, King Arthur, which you may or may not be able to read on the band. But this is how nice some of the things are, and they have them in all of our colors. I don't know if we have all three, but we figured we'd wear this one tonight to start off the program. Welcome you to the Mardi Gras. As we said, this is Rights Review. You can call in on the 504-383-3654 or comment on any of our social media platforms. We really look forward to hearing from you all any way you can, so that way we know you're watching and or any questions you have. As we said, tonight we're focusing on a parade, a float parade, and you'll see what, if you heard floats, there's all type of parades we have. Some of them are strictly walking parades, and even in those walking parades, there'll be miniature floats that people make from the group, or on bicycles or small go-karts, all type like that. These are actually full-size floats, predominantly in the old days made out of paper mache, decorated. Today they use a lot of foam, and they have even robots that cut some of this stuff out. That's how advanced we are. But you can see how beautiful, and they all follow a theme. There's first of all the crew's name, and oftentimes the theme will be related to the crew's name, but not necessarily, especially some of the ones that have been around since the 1800s. Tonight's crew, Nefertiti, for those who are Egyptologists or interested in Egypt, was one of the pharaoh's wives. So that's way back, okay, BC. And this particular parade had a similar parade, but not related at all, called Nefertiti. And that parade was back in either the 70s or 80s for about 10 years. And that was on our west bank of our Mississippi River. This parade, Nefertiti, is actually the second year it's rolling. But for those who don't follow the tragedies or obviously are not involved with it, last year we all suffered COVID, which we're still undergoing, but we also had a Hurricane Ida during some part of the summer. So we had no parades at all last year. It was the first time in my history that we didn't have a complete Mardi Gras season. Even the year before, we had our last Mardi Gras season because COVID started like the day after Mardi Gras. So that's how it began. So this is the return of this crew, which is only, will be 3 years old, I'm sure, parading, but only two parades. All right, let's see, what else can we tell you before we actually start? We still got a little time. Okay. I think it's 15 floats. You'll see bands, some of the school bands locally, and sometimes we get bands out of different places, states, college, etc. They will also have marching groups. They will have you'll see some riders, horse riders, as well as some. There's a famous charity called the Shriners, which does wonderful things for children, and those members are in almost all of our parades. And they usually precede even the first parade, which is usually the king or the queen. And they throw stuff as well, just like they do off the floats. But they're usually, as I mentioned, they will be either on little cars. What do you call those things? Like golf carts, or they'll be on motorcycles. They'll be on all kinds of combinations. Like tonight, you'll see. And so that's the Shriners. So that's always something. It's a treat because they throw a lot of stuff, especially they're looking for the children and the families that are outlining the parade route. As for those who know and want to know about Mardi Gras, the key thing about the parade, besides the beauty of itself, is the amount of free loot, I don't know what you want to call it, throws is what we call it, that you can receive for yourself and take home for your family and or your family members who are there. And that is the key. Hate to put it, but basic human greed. You'll want to get as much of this stuff as you can. But it's all kind of stuff resembling Mardi Gras and the floats. We're talking about originally beads, then the balloons came on, all kinds of stuffed animals, there's frisbees, you name it. And then now, as we just mentioned, there are the customized throws. This organization, I believe, has a custom throw, even though it's very new, but I must apologize because I don't know which it is. So, and of course, we didn't catch anything, so we don't know. We had reached out to this group, as we do always, whenever we're going to film, but unfortunately, because we're not a recognized TV media or print media source, they're not as responsive to give us complete details or access and stuff like that. So we wing it. Fortunately, we have our friend Len who's out there who can, and he will not only be showing you the video of the parade, but he'll be telling us the names of the floats or the titles of each float, because, and hopefully on some of the bands as well. Because of course I can't see that well, even if I could read the sign. The floats are pulled in New Orleans by tractors, like you would see on the farm. It's weird because some of the other parades, like there's some parades in Mobile and subsidiaries of Mobile, Alabama, and they're pulled by pickup trucks, which we feel is a little less attractive than years ago. Of course, these were all pulled by horses or mainly mules. But with the advent of industrial revolution and automotion, we've moved to tractors. So they're not as obnoxious as a big pickup truck, which sometimes is bigger than the floats in these other parades. So ours will be pulled by a trailer, by a tractor, which is a three-wheeled instrument with a former instrument with a big steering wheel. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and start because we got 40 minutes. So we're going to ask Len to roll. Remember, this is the crew of Nefertiti. Excuse me. Thank you so much. He corrects his old mind. So he will be talking as well as I. Hopefully we won't overtalk. And go ahead, Len, take it away. Let's show the folks what Nefertiti did on Sunday. Okay, this is not a free part, but always you have usually law enforcement of some type at the beginning. Here are those shriners we talked about. Notice that in some type of four-wheel vehicle, I would call these a go-kart, but I'm sure there's some much more advanced or trendy term. And as you can see, usually a one or two seater, and they will wear, sometimes that Shriner has a traditional hat that they wear. I'm not sure if all of them have it on. Nowadays, they're a lot more lax, casual. But you see they go, and not fast, obviously. They stop, and you can see some of them will be throwing some stuff. You can notice the crowd. We're not like Pasadena's Rose Parade or others where we have barricades, police barricades up. Unless it's a dangerous intersection or something, people are free to even actually approach the floats. Okay, but notice they stand on what we call a neutral ground. That's a dividing ground of grass or mud or concrete between the same street but separate one way. Now this is actually our newest sheriff. This is the first time New Orleans will have a female sheriff. Her name is Susan Hudson, excuse me. She has just won the election. She actually doesn't take office till May. But obviously she's out there getting her face known because, traditionally and currently we always have had male sheriffs. And the sheriffs predominantly are in charge of the prison system here in the city, not the police department. The police department runs the arresting and all the other ones, but the actual care and housing, etc., and programs for the prisoners and how they react in the community is all under the auspices of the sheriff. And her name was, as I mentioned, Susan Hudson. Now, here we go. This is a group, notice, on horseback. Sometimes we're not real cowboys so much. We have some who want to be and consider. These are actually called, I believe, the Buffalo Cowboys.
Buffalo Soldiers.
Sorry. See, Buffalo Soldiers. They look like cowboys to me, but anyway. Notice that they ride, and they'll throw occasionally some beads. They're not going to be loaded down with stuff like the float riders. But they're very kind, and it's nice to see a horse. Sometimes the police used to parade, and this is just a commercial local station that actually what they do is keep track of the parade and broadcast on this so people will know where it is. Now this is an unusual thing. I don't know, we don't know if these are the Shriners or what. But notice these vehicles are three wheels. So it's a combination car, motorcycle, one wheel in the back and two wheels in the front. Now usually there's only allows two seaters, but one of these, Len tells us, actually has a separate seat in the back or seat in the back, which I don't know how they can balance it or do it if they only have, you see there's only one wheel in the back like a motorcycle. And again, I don't know. I don't believe these are Shriners because none of them have a Shriners house. Some have a cowboy, but interesting to see. They're very sleek and jazzy looking. You know, so like some of the new cars. There he goes. He's handing out a plastic cup with some stuff to someone. Ellen, have you seen the one with the rear seat? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's already passed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. But look at these. These are very sleek. They look like some of the newer cars. These are Corvettes and all that other stuff. They all have those similar kind of fronts with the angles and stuff. And I don't know how fast these go. I mean, whether they can really. I'm sure they go faster than the little go karts, but I'm not sure on that. Interesting. Anyways, just another thing to know. Now, Len's going to tell us this is going to be our first band and marching group that proceeds at the flag roll wavers. He'll tell us, what is this group, Len?
This is Abramson High School.
Okay, this is a high school in New Orleans, a public school. Now, I don't think I mentioned, this particular parade is in New Orleans, the eastern part of New Orleans, which is the only parade there right now. Years ago, before Katrina, they had a few. But all those have been disbanded because the New Orleans East, some of New Orleans East was totally devastated. Some still hasn't come back from Katrina. So we're glad that it's finally reopening some of the schools that were shut down because of flooding or whatever, or wind damage. And here's one. Here's the lovely ladies doing their twirling, strutting, the whole works. Okay, you can see them dancing. Wow. And those are the chaperones that walk alongside. Here we go. Now, Len, is this the same band?
Yes, it's still.
Okay, this would be the marching group. We don't know what the name is. Abernets, something like that. Doesn't matter, but here they go. Look, you can hear the band, and look at them doing the synchronized dancing. All they need the water, and they'd be swimming, huh? Look at that. All right. Fancy stepping. Nice costume. Nice today. Beautiful blue in the sunshine. You can hear that band playing. I'm not good at identifying music. Notice, look at all the synchronized movements, okay? And they will have different programs for each of the songs that the band plays on. Here we go, let's see if we can make the corner. There's your drum major leading, all dressed up. Got his phone up in the air, twirling it. There he goes, moving. Perhaps if you have parades in your hometown, like from 4th of July, I'm sure they would have some type of bands from the schools, etc., to have some music interlude between whatever type of floats or things that are on display in their float, in your parade. So this might be a familiar sight to you, not this particular band, but the concept of having a marching band. But we're so glad to have this interlude between the floats and between the other items of interest to play some music, show the talent that's coming up in our schools. And of course, some of these will actually be amateur professionals, or if you can call it that. But they certainly will go on to better things. There we go. Okay, and then here's some more of the, what do you call these groups, Glenn? Not the marching group. Is it the marching group or what?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
very, very good. Marching group. So you see, these are the flag ladies, huh? Notice they are twirlers. See, they all have some flag with the colors of the school, right? There we go.
Yes.
They're not doing a lot of flag twirling right now, but further on, again, this is near the beginning of the parade float, so it takes them a while. Since do we know how long this parade was? Like 4 miles, or any idea?
I think the route was just under 3 miles.
3 miles, which is probably about the minimum of most of our parades. Now here you go, folks. What I was talking about earlier. This is going to be, I believe, the Queen's float.
No, this is the captain.
The captain. Thank you for correcting me, Lynn. Then notice, see, I was pulled by a tractor trailer, and there it says the captain. Look at that. Now those are his different officers. What? That doesn't look like. Is that the captain?
Yes.
Oh, but she's a lady. It's a ladies'
Yes.
organization. That makes sense since it's Nefertiti. It's a lady organization. The original version of all of our parades, way back since the 80s, was male only. Then they started forming female. Then they became co-ed. So now we're much more available. This particular one is a ladies only, which is nothing wrong with that. Now, what does that say, Leonard?
This is the Passion Dance Center.
Okay. So this would not be associated with a school. This would be a private. Wow, these girls. They're getting down. This would be a private dance school where the young ladies are taught different steps and programs to music, and they march. And there's tons of these. They even have a couple of boy groups or men groups now that are famous, and they're not in this band. In this parade, but we'll show them on some of the future shows that we show. There you go. See, they certainly have the moves, huh? And remember, folks, they got to do this for 3 miles. I can't even walk 3 miles, let alone do these kind of gyrations. You got to be young and talented and in good experience. Now, would this be the queen coming up, Len? It looks
This is the
royal with a
queen.
crown. Ah,
This is the
okay,
queen.
folks. Here's Queen Nefertiti. The second, huh? Or would it be the second or third?
Yes, second.
Second. Okay, look at her lovely gown. See? You got beautiful white. It's pretty traditional for the queens. And she's got feathers, and okay, making a lot of feathers behind it. Does she have a trail? I don't know, huh? Did you see a trail? No, huh? A
No.
train? No train?
No.
Sometimes they'll have a train coming off the back collar and going down that long back. There's some more of those tri-wheel vehicles. I can say I don't remember seeing these in any other parade, so I don't know if it's a new concept, but it's fun to watch to see them all. I don't see them throwing a lot, so they just here to show off their vehicles, because I'm sure they're probably pricey. They're not going to be the cost of a motorcycle, I'm sure. I don't know if there's a brand name, we don't know that or anything, or like I said, what they actually call it. But tricycle, I don't know, instead of a tricycle. So there we go, keep going. You see other people filming, walking around. So we've seen the captain and the queen. Now, will there be a king? No, huh?
No.
No king. So this is truly a female-oriented parade. All the riders will be females, and the court that we've just seen will be female. Okay, now here comes another band. Is it another school then?
Yes, it's Sarah T. Reed High School.
Sarah T. Reed. Now, can you tell us where this school was located?
That's also located in New Orleans East.
Also, we have another. This is great, folks, that they're actually using their own local schools. As I mentioned, I don't know how many have reopened because it's been a very slow process for the East area to rebuild, and they're nowhere near. Some areas are up to snuff, but a lot of areas are still far behind from where they were prior to 2005 Katrina. So you can realize how devastating that hurricane was. Oh, here we go. Oh, are they taking their signs down? Those are the flags with the initial of the school. I guess they'll open them up later. Glad we got to see them. And then we have another part of the group. These are the pom-pom ladies and gents, huh? Is that what we got? Pom-poms?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Again, folks, we're at the beginning of the New Orleans East Parade. I tell you the streets, but for most of you might not know where this is, especially since New Orleans East, like I say, it's not totally available. I mean, it's open to go, but not as many people go unless they live there because of still having some areas of desolation. But we're so glad they're coming back. They've been struggling for years. You go back in economic development, as well as, of course, first their educational of their residential families. Here we go, some of the ladies in that group again, all dressed up. And then we have actually the band members, huh? No, yeah. Are they playing? Yeah. The horns aren't playing yet. Cymbals, you can hear cymbals, the drums, they're knocking it out, huh? Many times in between, when they would do just marching songs like this, that's something that's a complete song that you might recognize. Just to keep it going, saving for the big crowds or the most important areas for the full band song. There you go. Hear them talking, counting down. A lot of them will do school cheers and all. The bands have really become much more vocal. In the old days, the only thing you heard was their instruments. Nowadays, they dance just like the ladies are jumping in front of them. They go down and do all kind of stuff, plus all kind of cheers that they do. Anyway, just again makes it much more interesting. Here we go with the ladies again with the this flag. What do they have? Oh, they're making their dance. some blue ones, and then some red ones. Pink. That pink one. These are the pom-poms. Don't you love the pom-pom? And then a couple of flag ladies in the back. Ah. And these must be the chaperones. No, they got pom-poms too. They did. Oh, maybe they were cold. Because it was a pretty cool. Was it cool out there yesterday, Lynn? What was the temperature about? You know?
No, it was pretty nice, actually.
Pretty nice. Yeah, we've had a cold spell, and it warmed up yesterday and today and tomorrow, and then the rain's coming, and we've been doing that every weekend. By the weekend, for the last at least 3 weeks, we've had very cold, unusual climate. Because right now we should be averaging like 60s, and we've been only going up into the 50s if we're lucky, or even the 40s, down in freezing temperatures. But we're just not. Us old fogies like me don't like it. So. But if you like the chilly temperatures or the cool temperatures, it's a welcome relief from our summer heat for those who've never seen it. Remember, folks, you can call us 504-383-3654 with any question, or send us a comment. We'd love to hear from you on any one of your platforms. Just tell us you watch it, whether you're liking this, or anything you want to tell us about it. We're happy. Here's our first float. What is this for, Len?
This is the vice president.
Oh, this is another official position which I've never heard of before.
And the ladies riding with her are called the Basket Beauties.
What's that first word? What kind of beauty?
Basket.
Okay. And look at her. And she's the vice president. And she's got some beautiful feathers, huh? Pinks and blacks and gold. Very, very nice. And it's an outstanding thing. And the ladies who are part of her ensemble. Now, I guess, I don't know what that vice president does, but I guess manages the organization. Okay, here's just a little band. This is being pulled by a car or a truck. But notice that they can, and that might be part of the other band. I don't know, what does that say?
No, the ladies coming up are the dancing group for the Femme Fatale parade.
Oh, there's another ladies parade called the Femme Fatale. And we know about them. And their signature throw is the ladies compact, is that correct?
Correct.
And where are they in Metairie? Where do they parade?
They parade uptown on the first Sunday.
Okay, so they parade on the normal New Orleans route. We have a standardized route for most of the parades. And on the first Sunday, which would be February the what?
The
20th.
20th.
February the 20th with Femme Fatale. So these ladies march in that parade. Okay, here comes going to be perhaps our first float that's not an official with. Is that correct, or we still got officials?
No officials.
What is this?
This float are the sapphires of Ra.
The sapphires of Ra. Well, for people
Sapphires
who know
of
it, yeah, Ra was like one of the pharaohs, and I believe it was like the sun god or something, huh? Something like that.
Yes.
And the sapphires would probably be the ladies. And that's probably the sapphire queen or whatever right in the front. Notice, look, they're throwing spheres. They're showing hula hoops. Can you believe so, folks? It's not little trinkets. I mean, they have all sides and all kinds of materials that they throw to the crowd. So this is really nice for you to take home as a souvenir. The float, look at this guy. Now, he's got a Corvette. I don't know how another Corvette. I don't know how these private cars get in. They don't fill in all the parades. Go ahead.
It'll be a whole series of Corvettes.
A series of Corvettes. This is not normal. Well, I won't say not normal, but this is not routine for most of our parades. So this is a filler, I guess. But still, it's nice to see people with Corvettes. It's always a fun car. But they don't look like they're in the parade. They're coming from another way, huh?
They're just. This is at the very beginning of the route, so
yeah. So they will wind up on the other street, huh? Is that what it is?
They're moving elements into the parade.
Thank you for explaining it correctly. There you go. Corvettes for those people who like them. I mean, they've been always one of the true American sports cars. These all look like relatively new ones to me because they all have that fancy front look, which is not the way I grew up. They were much more round lights and all that, grills, and this all looks the same with regard to serpentine kind of front. There's our phone number, 504-383-3654. Give us a call, folks. Say hello. Tell us if you like what you see, or if you have any question about Queen Nefertiti and her parade. Okay, what's our next float, Mr. Lewis?
These are the Mavens. And
M-A-V-E-N-S?
Yes, that's correct. The theme of the parade is actually "Too Legit to Quit," which is a '90s song,
Yeah,
and
no,
the
but
whole
say that's an old song. I mean, not
so
old, but I guess.
yeah, the theme is a play on the fact that it's a second parade, and that the floats are referring to '90s music. So this float
That,
refers to "Super Duper Fly," which was a '90s song.
oh, that was the actual name of it.
Yes,
Notice a little musical instrument, not instrument, symbols on the front, so that indicates, and on the side, I think I see what is that, a trombone or no, a saxophone or something. I can hardly see it on the right in the center of the float. Horn, a trumpet, must be a trumpet. And now,
yes.
folks, we have to tell you, we're not being trying to discredit the parade, but as you know, this is a smaller parade from some of the very established organizations. So you're not seeing the most plush floats. This is basically a rectangle with decoration. But that's not something to make fun of or really look down on. The important thing is that all the members there are dressed in costume. There's a theme, and as you can see, each of the ladies all got all kinds of stuff. I think the lady has some stuffed animals. Or there's something she's throwing. And you see the people play down. We got another band. What we have this here, Len?
This is Livingston School.
And is it also in New Orleans East?
Yes.
Wow. I really had no idea that we had them. This is what be a high school. I mean, all of these are high school so
Uh,
far.
I believe Livingston is a middle school.
Oh, they still have middle schools. I didn't think they. I thought they went away. Anyway, middle school is what, like 6 to 9 or 7 to 9, something like that.
Yes.
Eight grades. All right, no problem. I like the colors on here, blue, white, and green. It's almost like college. My college was Tulane, and that was our colors. A little different shades, but really like the colors. Look great in the sunshine. And again, see, they just stopped at the moment. The parades don't go fast, but sometimes there's certain stops they have to make to toast or to do things, and so that will cause the parade to stop. But again, you're not here for this to be a thing over in 15 minutes. Parades usually run about 3 hours. Again, just 3 miles, between 2 and 5 hours. Now, we're not showing that. As we mentioned, Len took 40 minutes of film, but we do see all the floats and the band, and we've edited it down to eliminate too much time in between. So we've got it down to 40 minutes. And we've got about 20 more minutes. So in fact, we only seen like float number 4 or 5. So we have, I think I tell you, like 15 or 16. So we're hoping you're enjoying. We're watching the Nefertiti parade, ladies parade out of New Orleans East, which was held yesterday afternoon at 1 p.m. Central Time. Please give us a call, 504-383-3654, or comment on any of the social media platforms that we broadcast to and that you watch from. Okay, let's take a listen. That's great. What's that song, man? I know you can know. Know that one?
No.
Can't believe he stumped me. Now I'm loving this Texas float, folks. Because I'm seeing right that's like a purple lavender Coca-Cola bottle and the leaves. What is this called, man?
These are the Gems of Hathor, and their float is Nothing But a G Thing, which is also another song.
Now, what does that say on the purple Coca-Cola bottle, whatever that is? Milk
That says
bottle.
pop. P-O-P.
Pop. Soda pop. Alright. Again, all ladies. Great colors. They're wearing the Mardi Gras colors, purple, gold. I don't see much green, but that's okay. I guess if they're in Mobile, what is the green on the back? No, no, it's yellow, I guess. Huh? Anyway, very nice, very nice. Oh, we got another one. Look at this, back-to-back floats, folks. Nothing to, what's this one called?
These ladies are the Opals of Isis, and their float represents In Living Color.
Oh, everybody knows. Wasn't that a TV show?
And also a song, yes.
Oh, sounds good. Look, she's like a mermaid. I said, no, maybe not a mermaid.
Actually, the
that?
prop is a Disney princess.
Oh, okay. She holding a bird? Was that a parrot or something?
A frog.
A frog?
Yes.
Okay. No, look at the stuff they're throwing, folks. See? Pop, pop, pop. Constantly throwing freebies. And remember, they're on both sides, so the other side are getting just as much. Okay, got another band, I think, coming up. What we got here?
No, this is a dancing group called the Beigerettes.
Beiger. Beigerette. So
Beigerettes,
this will be, okay.
as in Beyonce, Bay.
Oh, that big. We know that big. Okay, folks, this is actually, again, a private dancing school and no group who go for parades, different parades in March, show their talents and their costume. I guess they're dressed like New Orleans Saints because
No.
gold and black is traditional colors for the football team. So I guess that's what they use to capitalize on that because it's not normally Mardi Gras, it's being gold and black. There they go. Is that Beyonce singing?
Yes.
Wow, there you go, folks. Where else can you go? You can see Beyonce on the street singing her heart out. And look at, oh, there you go. Wow, look at it, folks. There they go, huh? All right, that's what we like to see, some moves. All right, that was great. Coming up on another float. What float are we on? Can you see that number?
Let's see. This is float number 8.
Number 8 of 15, so I'm almost halfway. Now, what does it say?
It represents the song Diamonds and Pearls. That was a Prince song.
Oh, Prince, my favorite, but that's King, is that not King Tut?
Yes.
King Tut. But Diamonds and Pearls, one of my favorite Prince, well, all the Prince's songs are dynamic. But look at the stuff they throw in kids. Wow. They have to pick them up and down. They fill the whole floor of the floats are filled with stuff that they bring on. And they buy all that. They have to pay for that. That's not something that's given to them by the organization. They have to pay for the organization to ride and also for the throws they throw. So you can see the wonderful, generous situation. None of these parades, except for one, really from the outside parishes, are sponsored, meaning they don't have commercial sponsorship. That means the membership has to survive on its own by charging membership dues, riding dues, and also for all these throws. So this, when you think about how many parades we have, so many locations, and how much just the cost of the membership and put the parade on, we're talking about, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe even some of the parades almost $1 million, if not more, because some of the big ones have tremendous number of floats with LEDs, animation, etc. So when you think how much money this involves for the city in bringing artists together and other people to assemble the floats, paying for some of these bands, because most of them have, even the high schools get some kind of payment for marching in the parade, which helps them fund their musical program. So it's not only because it's for the entertainment of our city and the community and the tourists, it's also a great economic engine that goes on all year round. They have fundraisers all during the year, each organization to help raise the funds to subsidize the parades and the cost. Okay, making our turn for, I guess it'd be number 9. Great colors. Notice the colors, folks. Purple, gold, and green. That's our Mardi Gras colors. What does this float say, Len?
This is representing the song Boot Up or Shut Up.
Oh, I don't know that song. It doesn't sound very nice. Boot Up or Shut Up. But is there really a song that's Boot Up or Shut Up?
Boot Up or Shut Up, yes.
Yeah, okay. Is anybody famous that you know that sings that? I mean, but it's an old song, right? From
It's
the
a
90s?
Joe Black song.
Oh, okay. And back in the 90s or something? Not new, huh?
No, it's a 90s song.
90s, okay. Nice little house in the back. Oh, look at the palms. That's very typical New Orleans, the tropical parrot with the palmettos. Okay, another band. Come on. What we got, our group? What is this?
This is the KIP band. I think it's actually a mix of all the KIP schools in the city.
Yeah, KIP is a charter school, right?
Yes.
It's an national. I think it's a national organization that has come into our city since Katrina to form charter schools, and there's multiple locations throughout the city. So this is probably one of those that are represented in actually located in the New Orleans East area. No, you said it's a collection of them, huh?
I believe so.
Yeah, because most of these schools are not huge, so they put them all together so that way they have representative band sizes and marching group sizes. But once you get great colors, got the green and the gold. They just don't have the purple, but perfect for the beautiful sunny day we're looking at. Let's see if we can move forward. Remember, folks, we're looking for y'all to comment or to call. Looking for a comment. Somebody give us a comment. Let me know you're there. Here's the girl to go with that group. Kim.
This float is Wu-Tang forever. This next float is Bout It, Bout It. This dance group is called the Satin Dolls.
me too, but let's just finish it off with you. All right, let's see. What do we have here, Len? I love that Mickey Mouse. That's how I work on
That's the Martin Luther King High School Band.
it. Martin Luther King High School Band. All right.
This next band is from the Revue Charter Schools. This next float is Can't Touch This.
Thank y'all for coming out. We're the crew Nefertiti. We appreciate you. We love y'all.
This dance group is the Alter Egos, another one of the ladies' dancing groups. Coming up now is Float 16, the final float in the parade. It's the only float with male riders, the Disciples of Boaz. Well, that's our parade. Thank you for watching. Royal Revue. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll come back to us next time. Thank you.